Alright, we moved on to campsite number 2. It's pretty cool. It's in this little burn area. I'll be able to glass up a muley or two on that hillside. As tempted as I am to take a nap right now because I am freaking tired. We got like 5 hours of daylight left, so I'm gonna go explore the area and maybe even hunt. We'll see. Let's go. So it's really windy and I've never been here before. So what I'm doing now is just driving around on these Forest Service roads and stopping at saddles. This is like a little dam, stuff like that. Trying to see if I can find any sign, any poop, any tracks, either one. That's what I'm looking for right now. So because I've never been here, I really have no idea where the birds are. Basically, I thought this would be better than Wyoming, but tough to beat how it was this morning. So just because it's windy and stuff, yeah, I'm stopping and crow calling, but more than likely not gonna hear anything until the wind dies down. All right, nothing here. Cool looking spot, but no sign. Also, one thing I like to do when I'm driving these is turn on my tracker so I can see tonight when I'm done driving all these areas. Like, I can see, okay, where did I not look at, basically. So that's a tip. Okay, this is a rough road. Got our first sign. A dried up old gobbler turd. Oh yeah, that's what we're looking for. So far, just not finding much sign, but one thing to keep in mind, even that area like this morning where I shot that one, there wasn't much sign in there. These birds are like essentially colonizing these areas. They're just getting up here. It's early May. So they're just getting up out of the riparian zones and agriculture and all that. And hens are just starting to move up here for nesting. So there's not always a lot of signs. So when you do find it right now, it's a good indicator. 2 turkeys right here. Look like jakes. I'm gonna keep rolling. Oh, there's way more. Nice jakes. Okay. That's pretty cool. It's a really good sign. The old backup birds.
This bunch up in the hills that I got onto.
Yeah?
I had 2 or 3 gobbles, but I couldn't tell if 2 gobblers, but I couldn't tell if they were longbeards. Longbeards or jakes. I think it'll be a racket tomorrow morning. I don't know why they're not gobblers.
Yeah, I've been trying to shot gobble and stuff, and I got nothing. I figured these edges are still the where to be, you know.
Yeah, I got the trailer up there on top by the 4-way.
I think I might have seen you to the south of the main road there.
Yeah, get bored, stop in.
Okay, sounds good.
Compare notes or something. I've hunted this area a lot before.
Alright, so that old guy is hunting out here and said he didn't hear any gobbles this morning, but we just sat here and watched like 15 hens, and there's a bunch of jakes down here come up this creek. I'm looking at them right now, sorry I'm distracted. And they're like 100 yards away, and they just let us sit here and talk while they are hanging out. I'll show you right here, there's 2 hens. So I don't know. And you can see the jakes down there. It's really goofy. Must be yard birds from somewhere. Jeez, they are not scared of pickups. I'm sure the gobblers are though. No gobblers with them. A few little pack of jakes. Crazy. Pretty good afternoon so far. We're getting into them now. So it's getting pretty late in the day. I saw that tom and then I just saw two more. There's a big flock screwing around in this creek bottom. So I'm trying to loop around and get ahead of them, thinking they might work their way up to roost. They can see me but are not scared of me for whatever reason, because I'm far enough away. I'm gonna head into the trees and try to get ahead of them. Never mind, they just ran off. But that's like if the other ones weren't part of that gang, then there's been like 50 turkeys that walked by right there. So we're gonna go set up for a little bit. There could be more coming up this creek. That's what seemed to be the key, is these feeder creeks going down into the ag bottoms. They're taking them back up here to this very often, but I think in the morning I'm gonna put out all the decoys and be right here by this creek, because I haven't seen birds in here twice in the afternoon. I would guess they filter down in the evening, probably to go to the crop fields that are down here like another half a mile. I use this to travel. Just get on this hill that I'm on right now, because if you sit down at the bottom in the creek, you can't see anything. And up here I can just put out decoys and hopefully pull the gobblers up. Productive day. I've had way worse days turkey hunting and turkey scouting. I mean, they're here, which is awesome. Both of these places I've never set foot in before, so I'm pretty excited. Hell of a day. Let's hope tomorrow can keep the momentum going. Alright, so we're going to slip in here pretty early this morning. It's 4:15 now and we're just about to hike in there, so it's cold. I woke up freezing at like 2:30 and haven't slept since, so pretty cold but feeling good. I finally got some sleep. The night before I got like none, but last night I ended up getting quite a bit, probably 4 or 5 hours, so I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, anyway, we'll see what happens. Could be good. I think this strategy is gonna work. It sounds boring, I guess, but in the mornings right now anyway, they're so henned up that, I mean, this flock that we looked at yesterday, there were 3 toms in it last night and probably 25 jakes and hens. So it's more of a winter flock deal. I'm sure come midday today, the weather's supposed to be good the next 3 days. Real good. Yesterday was kind of windy. The next 3 days it's supposed to be not windy, nice and warm, not too hot. I would think if we get one goblin midday the next couple days, that'll work. But I bet we have some action this morning. I'm not gonna say we'll kill one because they're really henned up, but that's why we're going with decoys. And we're gonna see if they take to them or not. Yep, that's the old boy from the day before driving by me. Oh, about 15 minutes after I'd been set up. Birds kind of flew down. Talked for a little bit. They completely shut up. I don't think the old boy with his four-wheeler driving by helped anything, or me spooking him last night. But they went the other way. Not surprising, considering all the commotion. I think. Well, I'm not gonna chase these birds. I mean, there's like 30 hens. I'm gonna chase them right now. I think what I'm gonna do is leave and go try to find a goblin bird somewhere else. And come back to these. Try midday. I'll set up here in the evening if nothing else, but sounds like my buddy's coming back. Which I'd like to talk to him. I went to talk to him last night and he was already asleep. So, cool. It's gonna be a good day. I just wish they were goblin. I did hear some distant stuff further up this drainage here. But everything's shut up now. We just had one gobble. Pretty close to where I saw those 5 jakes yesterday. So it makes me suspicious. It's kind of one of those where did I really hear it? Oh, God. There he is, okay. I had to move around here to get to where I could hear him better. I really gotta take a poop, but I'm gonna go after him first. He's gobbling on his own now. It doesn't sound like a jake, but I wouldn't be surprised. I've got a stick to cover to head down in that direction, so. This place is sweet. Bump him. I guess I could have. I thought I stuck to the cover pretty good, but you never know. Pretty positive I bumped him. So, whatever. Move on to the next. This is definitely one of those areas where glassing can pay off. Right where I just saw that one hen, I pulled up the glass and found another hen cruising. So, you know, you find a lone tom cruising, get ahead of him. That's where it's at. There's a lot of freaking turkeys here. Just not any gobbling right now. Here's a good example of what I was talking about with these porcupines. There's just a ton here. There must not be like any mountain lions. But look at all the trees. Pretty wild. That one's tore up. Anyway, interesting. I had been doing like the Vias, but I bought this little French press attachment for a jet boil. Absolute lifesaver. Night and day difference. Awesome stuff. One of the biggest issues with mountain hunting turkeys is what I call sturkeys. Stump turkeys. Charred, black, bulbous looking stumps that look like turkeys. It's a real issue. I've dealt with it all day. Anyway. Yeah. I'm way back here in the middle of nowhere. I just heard a faint gobble. Gobbled to me twice. He might be on private. But either way, he might be a candidate to call in. Just getting my butt kicked today. Never heard that gobbler again. It's like a day where you'd think they'd just come running in to die. But I got nothing to show for it. A few gobbles this morning, a couple faint ones this afternoon. There's literally a hen around every corner dang near. I think what I'm gonna do is head back to camp, get my blind, and then I think this evening I'm gonna set up where we were this morning. That's the best thing I have going for me. There's sign everywhere. I mean, I just stepped over turds right there. There's birds everywhere. There's hens everywhere. Can't buy gobbles though. It's wild. But hey, it's only Tuesday. We got till Thursday afternoon here, so we got time. We got time. This is the biggest cluster ever. I pull up to set up. I was gonna set up for the evening. And the gobblers are like standing right in the road, right as I crest the hill. I don't know if you can see what's back there or not, but the pickup's literally 60 yards from me. So I eased up here with the fan. I just put it out. Eased back. Got the camera. They're gobbling down in the draw. So my plan to set the blind up really didn't pan out. I got a hen right here. I got 3 hens that can see me, working their way towards me. So I don't know how I'm gonna set up, but there's a tree right here that I'm gonna try to slide into. I'd say without a doubt I'm stuck here right now, which isn't the worst position in the world. The wind's leaning my fan, decoy my strutter silhouette back this way, so they're just down in this draw. And last night they were right here, which is why I was gonna set up right here by like close to sunset, which is only 3.5 hours away. I'm not against a tree, just the way this tree is. If this hen ever moves down here, I might be able to resituate. Still thankful for the position I'm in. If they come in from the way they're coming, they'll never see the pickup. Sorry, I got a splinter. It's gonna be a long time on the old legs right here. If I wouldn't have stopped, well, it may have been worse if I wouldn't have stopped, because as the toms were crossing, I could just see the butts of the toms as they were crossing the road when I crested the hill, and I backed up and parked. So the timing might have been good. I don't know. Maybe there's a silver lining there. If they work their way back this way. course, everything was painted out pretty good. They were starting to filter through here and get used to me standing here. And an eagle shows up. That was terrible. Miserable. Cold. How are 12 hens on, I think it's like May 4th. How are 12 hens on May 4th completely? That was freaking miserable. How are 12 hens? 12. All alone for 4 hours on like May 4th or whatever it is. Unbelievable. I don't know where to set up. I mean, there's one spot where they typically cross, but then if they don't, then you're screwed. There's no good place to set up, so I really might put out the blind like I was going to this afternoon. It sounds absolutely miserable, but I might do it. Alright. Tomorrow's gonna be a boring one. But this should work. Oh, I hope so. I'm gonna slap the blind up and essentially deer on them. They're being so dumb for this time of year. Nothing's gobbling. Tons of hens with the toms that there are. I don't know, but at least we have them patterned on this creek here where they go back and forth to private. Just have to kill them. Hold nothing back tomorrow. Get them, get them, get them.